At around 1 a.m. on July 27, 1996, during the 96 Summer Olympics, the Atlanta Centennial Park received an anonymous call that there was a live bomb on the premises and they had 30 minutes to evacuate. While the authorities frantically tried to clear the arena, one security guard, Richard Jewell, stumbled upon a backpack carrying a 40-pound pipe bomb. The bomb went off during the evacuation, killing one woman and causing a cameraman to have a heart attack while trying to capture footage of the event. Meanwhile, 100 others were injured during the explosion. Later on, Jewell was wrongfully named a suspect in the FBI's ongoing investigation, essentially ruining his life. I recently spoke with sports writer Paul Newberry of the Associated Press about his experience covering the event in 1996. So you were covering the Atlanta Park bombing. Could you just take me through the bombing itself? Like, where were you? What did you do, etc.? Just take me through the initial moments.
It was just, we were all in scramble mode because, we were going to the airport, going different places, looking for, a suspect, looking for what happened, who was there, who saw it. And so it just kind of all unfolded real quickly. And then we were on the air, and then I was back near the park when it happened, and I was, somebody had come up behind me, literally shoved an earpiece up the back of my shirt and handed me a microphone and said, "You're talking to," I can't even remember the two people's name, but I think it was in Philadelphia or New York or something, and I was on the air. So it just happened so quickly. They were just asking me questions, and I was kind of answering them as best I could.
As a reporter, you're on the job. How do you interpret serious events like that?
Well, you obviously have a sense of responsibility. You have to always be responsible, especially in a situation like you have a bombing. We didn't know the extent of anyone's injury at the time. We know somebody's going to be injured when something like that happens. So, you have to take it seriously. You can't really, be flippant or do anything. You just have to take it as a serious news story. And that's what we do every day, really. I mean, whether you're in sports or news or even weather, if it's a serious story, you're serious. If it's fun, you have fun.
Thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it.
Okay, man.
I hope you're staying healthy and happy in these crazy times. So thank you, sir.
All right, you too, man. Take care.
I also spoke with CBS sports anchor Fred Khalil, who, like Newberry, was covering the event in 1996. Take me through the moment of the bombing. Where were you? What did you do? How'd you react? Just take me through what it was like being there.
I was a general assignment reporter that first week, and that was, I believe, right at the midway point of the games, as I recall. And I had just been told that day that I was going to go out and for the second half of the Olympics, I was going to cover track and field beginning the next day. And my friend, my colleague, a woman named Beth Harris, who I'm still very good friends with and is still in the Los Angeles bureau. Well, being in the Los Angeles bureau, she was sort of familiar with earthquakes. Mm-hmm. And I do remember that she sort of we were sitting kind of across from each other, I believe, and she kind of looked at me and said, "Did you feel that?" And I had not felt anything. And she said, I felt like something, and I guess just being sensitive to earthquakes, she had actually felt the bombing. It's kind of one of those things, and how stuff is when things happen, and it's kind of, you can get a sense that something has happened even before you know it. And we could just tell there was activity. It seemed like people were there was kind of a rising, people talking in other offices that we could hear, and like people were sort of outside our office were sort of running around. We could just sort of tell. Mm-hmm. And then I believe that another editor who had already gotten off duty and was staying in a hotel near there actually could see the park and called and said, "Something's going on in Centennial Park. I see some police lights and ambulance lights. There's something going on over there."
Is it difficult in moments like that to remain professional?
Yeah, I don't remember on the night of the bombing. I think I don't remember ever being frightened. I think it had already happened before I sort of realized what had happened. I mean, I guess you're sort of concerned maybe, if somebody else, there's another bomb. A lot of times they'll have a bomb and then another one. But I don't remember being frightened. It was just do your job. You're so you get such an adrenaline going when a story like that, you kind of quickly realize, this is big.
Last one. How do you think that you and the media as a whole handled the coverage of Richard Jewell's involvement in all of it?
I think probably, as always in a situation like that, there's sort of a rush. Everybody's trying to break news, and it was a very competitive story, obviously. I don't think that my general feeling of it was what the AP did and what others did were generally reporting correctly. I think he was the suspect at the time, wrongly. And so I'm sure there were some mistakes made, and I think people probably have regrets about it, because you hate what happened to the guy that obviously was not involved in it and was trying to do the right thing. But, also as a journalist, when you've got, FBI people or people in the, authorities saying, this is the guy we're looking at, this is, we think the guy who did it, as journalists, unfortunately, that's, so you've got to go with that. I don't think it was wrong that people said that he was the leading suspect. Unfortunately, that was not right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for.
Okay. Yeah, I was glad I could help.